Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen. I've been invited to a virtual 4th of July potluck picnic. I'm bringing this delightful and patriotic flag cake. Lisa's bringing a garden pea salad. Cricket is bringing a pasta salad with quick Chex Mix. Allan is bringing scones with strawberries and blueberries, and Rick is making baked beans. All the links to the videos can be found in the description box below. So let's get started. Our cake is actually a pound cake. We'll be using two 16-ounce boxes of this pound cake mix. Now we're not going to be following the directions. We're only going to be adding in 1.5 cups of milk along with 4 eggs. You can also see that I've got a 9 by 13 inch cake pan here. Now I've pre-treated it with just a little bit of non-stick cooking spray and added in some parchment paper because I want this cake to release completely cleanly. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees, so let's start mixing up this cake. Okay, let's get our cake mix in here. The eggs and the milk. And I'm going to be using my hand mixer to mix this. Okay, let's get this in this pan. This cake is going in that preheated 350 degree oven for 45 to 50 minutes. We want it to be cooked through, but we don't want it to be dry. Once that cake is done baking, we're going to take it out and allow it to cool for about 10 minutes in the pan. Then we're going to depan it to a cooling rack and allow it to completely cool. We're going to be icing this cake with whipped cream icing, so it's going to have to be completely cool or else it will melt that whipped cream. Okay, the timer's gone off for the first 45 minutes. Let's check this. Oh, I think it's probably done. Yep, that's clean. We're going to let this cake cool in the pan for just about 10 minutes. After that, I'm going to go ahead and depan it to this cooling rack. Now, we do want this cake to be completely flat, so I may eventually need to trim off the top. The great thing about using this parchment paper is that I can use it to pull this cake directly out of the cake pan without having to invert it onto this cooling rack. I'm getting ready to ice this cake. Now, last night while the cake was cooling, a thunderstorm rolled in and the humidity skyrocketed. So I went ahead and cut off the top, inverted it onto this cake plate, and then wrapped it very tightly. Then the cake went in the freezer. Now, I've let it thaw completely, and because I'm going to be icing this and then serving it more than an hour later, I'm going to go ahead and use Cool Whip instead of whipped cream. This will give me just a few more hours before anything starts to weep. I'm using my offset spatula to ice this cake. We're going to need about 4 cups total of either Cool Whip or whipping cream to both ice and decorate. We're just going to spread this on here evenly. As you've probably already guessed, we'll be using blueberries and raspberries to make the flag decoration. The blue background for our stars is going to be formed by 7 rows of 8 blueberries. And we're going to make this technically correct. We're going to have 7 red stripes and 6 white. To evenly space this out, I'm going to start with the red stripes, and I'm going to put a top row, a middle row, and a bottom row on. Then I only have 2 rows to fill in between. done yet. We're going to be piping white shells for our white stripes in between these red. I'm going to be using a disposable piping bag along with my number 21 star tip to decorate this cake. Okay, to make these stars, we're going to squeeze just a little bit, lift up the tip a tiny bit, let off pressure, and then pull back on the tip. That'll give us our nice tapered end. Let's get this cake to the picnic.